The playoffs are over. New Year's Day's over, but we still have plenty of bowl games to review. And with many of them, we go to Steve Helwig from Underdog Dynasty. And also you can catch him on Hustlebelt, SB Nation platforms for both the MAC and for a Group of Five football. Steve has taken a bit of a tour across the nation in regards to games in which he's covered and attended. Steve, before we dive into the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, give us a review of your tour.
I started in Albuquerque on December 21st. Really nice area. I got to tour New Mexico, and I got to go to the New Mexico Bowl, Central Michigan, San Diego State. Big win for the Aztecs there, getting their 10th win of the season in 48-11 fashion. Then got about a week off before I decided I went up to Cotton Bowl Media Day. And then the next morning, I went all the way down to the Texas Bowl, attended that game just as a fan to watch Texas A&M beat Oklahoma State. Then the very next morning, drove up to the Cotton Bowl. I covered my second Cotton Bowl at Jerry World. That's where I got this hat from. And they Penn State beat Memphis 53-39 in what I'd say is the second best New Year's Six game this year behind that Clemson-Ohio State game. Just a thrilling, high-scoring shootout all around. Then 2 days later, stayed in the Dallas area for the First Responder Bowl, Western Michigan, Western Kentucky. That game came down to the wire, a game-winning field goal by the Hilltoppers, who won 23-20 in Tyson Helton's first year. And we finished the bowl tour the very next day on New Year's Eve, Texas versus Utah in the Alamo Bowl. Longhorns pull off the upset in major fashion, win 38-10, and finish the last college football game of the 2010s decade.
All right, we will start here with the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. We've got the MAC taking on the Mountain West Conference. Ohio coming in at 6-6, Nevada at 7-5 overall records. So your thoughts on the Bobcats taking on Nevada?
I think Ohio is better than its record says. The Bobcats were expected to win the MAC this year like they are in most years with Frank Solich. They're a very well-coached, well-disciplined team. And just like every single year under Frank Solich, it seems like they start slow and then catch some fire at the end of the season. Had a losing record early on in the year, losing games to Pitt and Louisiana and struggling through that early stretch of the season before winning their last two games to become bowl eligible in dominant fashion. Ohio, they love their speed options. They're a great running team as usual. And this will be the final collegiate game of their quarterback, Nathan Rourke. Nathan Rourke's been the 3-year starter for Ohio, all successful seasons. So far, he's delivered 2 bowl wins and is on the verge of his third one in this game. They call him Air Canada, but what Nathan Rourke is special at is the run game. He can produce many highlights. He runs a speed option probably better than all but maybe 5 to 10 quarterbacks in college football. He's great at timing his pitches. He's great at shedding tackles and making something out of nothing, scrambling in the pocket. And I think Nathan Rourke is a good enough reason for any even casual fan to watch this game alone, just because Rourke has delivered so much to Ohio over his last 3 years. And he's the reason that this Bobcats team, despite lots of turnover, got to bowl eligibility this year. Ohio's also been working into running backs O'Shawn Allison and DeMontre Tuggle. It's a thunder and lightning combo for them, kind of like the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers with a Willie Parker and Jerome Bettis, where O'Shawn Allison gets all the yards, and then DeMontre Tuggle's their powerful end zone guy who gets the touchdown. So Ohio continues its good running game even after the departure of A.J. Ouellette last offseason. So the Bobcats will look to run all over Nevada on this game, and it'll be a primarily ground-based attack we'll see from Solich's squad.
Yeah, when we look back and think about going all the way back to week 1 on that Thursday night before the Saturday games, it was one of the more interesting affairs when Purdue went out to Nevada and Rondale Moore and company built a 17-0 lead, led later in the game by 17, and Nevada came back in the fourth quarter with a crazy finish to set up a game-winning field goal and win at home against Purdue. Then the next week they go up to Oregon, get thrashed 77-6, but they find themselves in a bowl game at 7-5, 4-4 in Mountain West Conference play.